Hello children, today we will start the new chapter, The Match Girl. Hans Christian Andersen, he has just written this chapter, he has written this story. Hans Christian Andersen was a Danish writer, best known for his fairy tale. Hans Christian Andersen, he just belonged to a Danish country, that's why he is called the Danish writer. He used to write the fairy tales for the children. However, his stories are not restricted to children only and have themes of universal appeal that transcend age and culture. He has written other stories also for the whole world and for the everyone's age and culture. He has not written only for children. Andersen had a very unhappy childhood, and much of his stories reflect this sadness, dealing with loss and death. As Andersen had a very sad childhood, so he has written many stories that were related to sadness, loss, and death. The Match Girl, the Little Match Girl, is also that kind of a story set around Christmas. The story tells of a little girl who, unable to sell her matchsticks. This story has been set at the time of Christmas. That time, this little girl, this poor girl, was unable to sell her matchsticks and dies of cold and hunger on the street. And she dies on with the hunger and cold because Europe countries are there with lots of cold, so she just dies on the street even as people are celebrating the birth of the Christ child inside their warm cozy homes. Rather, on a contrary, it was the irony that many people, they were just celebrating the birth of the Jesus Christ in their warm homes, and that poor girl, she just met to her death on the streets. The tale is rich in irony, imagery, and symbols, emphasizing the need for compassion for those who have so much less than we do. The tale, this story is rich in irony, full of irony. Irony is that on one side, the people are just celebrating the birth of the Jesus Christ. They are just feeling that it is religious. They are just doing the good things. On the contrary, one child just met her death on the street, and nobody could help her, and nobody just buys her matchsticks, emphasizing the need for compassion. This story gives the emphasis on the compassion, for the sympathy for those who have so much less than we do, and we should have a sympathy and compassion for those who do not have what we do have. So now let's start the story, The Little Match Girl. Little Match Girl, written by Hans Christian Andersen. It was bitterly cold, snow was falling, and darkness was gathering. That was the time of the bitter cold. It was too cold that time. Snow was falling and darkness was gathering. Darkness was coming at the time of the evening. For it was the last evening of the old year. It was New Year's Eve. That was the day of the New Year's Eve, and the evening was of the old year. The old year was just passing, and the new year was arrived. In the cold and gloom, a poor little girl walked bareheaded and barefoot through the street. That time, in the cold and gloom, in the cold and sad atmosphere, one little poor girl, she was walking without cap and without the slippers through the street. She had been wearing slippers. It's true that earlier she was just wearing the slippers, but what happened when she left home? But what good were they? What happened when she left her home? She was wearing the slippers, but later on what happened? They had been her mother's, so you can imagine how big they were. She was wearing the slippers of her mother, so they were too much big. So the little girl had lost them as she ran across the street to escape from two carriages that were being driven terribly fast. So when she tried to escape her from the fast coming carriages, she lost those slippers. One slipper could not be found, and a boy had run off with the other, saying that it would come in very handy as a cradle some day when he had children of his own. He says one boy, one slipper, it just she could not found, and the other slipper, one boy, he had just ran away with the one slipper, and he said that this kind of a slipper would be just useful for him when he will be having his children. So the little girl walked about the streets on her naked feet, which were red and blue with the cold. And what she happened later on, she used to walk on the street without slippers. Just because of that, her feet became red and blue with the cold. In her old apron, she carried a great many matches, and she had a packet of them in her hand as well. She was carrying many matchbox and many matchsticks in her apron, in her pockets of her clothes. Nobody had bought any from her, and no one had given her a single penny all day. No one buy her matchsticks the whole day. She used to walk on the street, but no one bought it. And no one had given a single penny, means not a single money was given to her all day. She crept along shivering and hungry. The whole day she was walking shivering and hungry, the picture of misery, poor little thing. The picture of misery, the picture of, see, the poor girl, misery with the grief, poor little girl was facing. The snowflakes fell on her long golden hair, which curled so prettily about her neck. Snowflakes, the flakes of the snow was just falling, and on her golden hair also this flakes of the snow was there, and it was just looking very pretty near her neck. But she did not think of her appearance now. Lights were shining in every window, and there was a glorious smell of roast goose in the street. And when she was just walking on those roads, she was not careful about her appearance, but she could see the lights were shining from all windows, from all houses. Lights were coming, and she could smell the glorious smell of the roasted goose, this kind of a bird. And the goose was just cooked in some houses. For this was New Year's Eve. That was the day of the New Year's Eve, and she could not think of anything else. But she could not think anyone or anything else. She just wanted to sell her matchstick in the cold season. She huddled down in a heap in a corner formed by two houses, one of which projected further out into the street. So when she was just feeling too much cold, so she huddled down. She just sat over there in a heap in a corner formed by two houses. In between the two houses she sat there, one of which projected further out into the street. One of the house was just projected, it was just coming out from the into the street than the other. But though she hugged her little legs up under her, she felt colder and colder. She tugged her, she folded her little legs under her, but still she was just feeling cold, and her feet were just becoming colder and colder. She did not dare to go home, for she had sold no matches and earned not a single penny. And she was unable to go back to home because she could not sell even a single match, and she could not earn single penny. Her father would be sure to beat her, and besides it was so cold at home, for they had nothing but the roof above them, and the wind whistled through that, even though the largest cracks were stuffed with straw and rags. She was knowing if she will be going back to her home without earning her money, her father will beat her, and what she will find over there also. Beside only the roof was there, that the roof of her house was only made of just some straws and rags. Rags means the clothes which are torn, with the torn clothes and straw that was just made, and that roof also could not just save them from the cold and snow. Her thin hands were almost numb with cold. Her thin hands were just becoming numb. Numb means without any kind of a sea warmness, without any blood. It was just becoming cold. If only she dared pull just one small match from the packet, strike it on the wall, and warm her fingers. She was just sitting near to a one house, and she was just started striking the matches one by one on the wall, so that her fingers could be just feeling some kind of a warmness. She pulled one out, scratch how it splattered and burned. She one by one she scratched the matchsticks, and it splattered, means it burns and burns it with the explosion. It had a warm bright flame like a tiny candle. When she held her hand over it, it was giving her the effect of a kind of a bright flame of a one tiny candle. When she held her hand over it, and she felt the warmness. But what a strange light! It seemed to the little girl as if she were sitting in front of a great iron stove with polished brass knobs and brass ornament. She was thinking that what would be like that if she would be sitting near to a one stove that is just stoves brass knobs which are used as a button to just hold the flame of the stove. So she thought that if she would be sitting near to that kind of a stove with the flame, what would happen? And with the that would be just made up of a brass metal. The fire burned so beautifully and gave out such a lovely warmth. She was feeling that instead of this little matchsticks, if she would be near to that kind of a such stove, so she would be just feeling a kind of a lovely warmness. Oh, how wonderful that was! The child had already stretched her feet to warm them too, and she started giving the warm to her feet also with that matchstick. When the flame, the stove vanished, and there she sat with a burnt match in her hand. All of a sudden, that stove disappeared, vanished from there, because she was only thinking about that stove, and she sat there with the burning match in her hand. She struck another, it burned clearly, and where the light fell upon the wall, the bricks became transparent like gaze. She could see right into the room, where a shining white cloth was spread on the table. When she struck one matchbox, so she could see through one wall. Or when she struck the matches on the bricks of a one wall, so she could see with the light of that match burning. She could see inside of the one house. There was a transparent gaze like transparent light. She could see right into the room of that house, where a shining white cloth was spread on the table, and it was covered with beautiful china, and in the center of it stood a roast goose, and it was just covered with the one table cover, and at the center of that table there was a roasted goose. The dish was kept stuffed with prunes and apples, steaming deliciously. It was very hot, and it was giving steam, decorated with the prunes and apples. And what was even more wonderful was that the goose hopped down from the dish, waddled across the floor with carving knife and fork in its back, waddled straight up to the poor child. Then out went the match, and nothing could be seen but the thick cold wall. What happened? She started thinking, she started imagination, that what happened, that goose had just hopped up. that just started jump, and it was just coming near to the floor. It was just coming near to her on the street. That goose walked away, and it was just carving knife and fork in its back, and it was just having knife and fork on its back, waddled straight up to the poor child, and it was coming just like near to the poor child. Then out went the match, and nothing could be seen but the thick cold wall. All of a sudden, she struck the again matchstick, so she could not see anything else except of that wall. She struck another match, and suddenly she was sitting under the most beautiful Christmas tree. Again, she struck one more matchsticks. Then she imagined that she is sitting under the beautiful Christmas tree. It was much larger and much lovelier than the one she had seen last year through the glass doors of the rich merchant's house. This time she is having imagination that this Christmas tree is much more beautiful than the last year Christmas tree which she saw in one of the house. That was house was also made up of glass doors. She could see that beautiful Christmas tree in the house of the rich merchant. 1,000 candles lit up the green branches, and gaily colored balls like those in the shop windows looked down upon her. She started imagining that 1,000 candles were lighting on the green branches of that Christmas tree, and gaily colored balls, and with the bright color balls like those in the shop windows, looked down upon her. As all things are just looking to her, the little girl reached forward with both hands. Then out went the match, and she goes with her both hands to just touch those things. Then out went the match, and then matchbox just stopped burning. The many candles on the Christmas tree rose higher and higher through the air, and she saw that they had now turned into bright stars. Now she imagines the many candles on the Christmas tree, which were just she was imagining that was rose higher and higher through the air, and she saw that they had now turned into bright stars. Those candles, those were there on the Christmas tree, they had just turned into a bright star. One of them fell, streaking the sky with light. One of the star has just fallen down with a light. Now someone is dying, said the little girl. She thought that if the star falls on the earth, it means someone has died. Someone is just going to die. For her old grandmother, the only one who had ever been good to her, but who was now dead. She thought about her grandmother now, because she had been dead, and she was the only person in her life who used to love her. Whenever a star falls, a soul goes up to God. She knows that her mother used to say her that whenever any star falls down, any soul goes up to God. There one death takes place. She struck another match on the wall. Once more there was light, and in the glow stood her old grandmother. Now she struck one more match. What happened? She saw now her grandmother is just standing near her, and she was also glowing, oh so bright and shining. She thought that her grandmother was looking very bright and shining, and looking so gentle and kind and loving. Granny, grandmother, cried the little girl. She shouted, my grandmother, oh take me with you. I know you will disappear when the match is burnt out. And see what was happening as she is just burning one match stick. So she could imagine one good thing. The same way when she matches one more stick, she could imagine that her grandmother has come there. And she thinks as soon as the match will just stop burning, her grandmother will also just disappear. And she used to love her. You will vanish like the warm stove, the lovely roast goose, and the great glorious Christmas tree. And she thought that once, just like the warm stove has been vanished, lovely roast goose has vanished, and the glorious Christmas tree has vanished, the same way grandmother will also disappear from the place. Then she quickly struck all the rest of the matches she had in the packet, for she did so want to keep her grandmother with her. So all of a sudden she struck all the matches, whatever she had, because she did not want her grandmother to go away from that place. The matches flared up with such a blaze that it was brighter than broad daylight. So, because she has just burnt all the matches all of a sudden at once, so that the light was blazing, just like it was giving the effect of the daylight. And her old grandmother had never seemed so beautiful or so stately before, and she could see her grandmother was looking that time so beautiful and with lots of dignity. She could not see her like this before. She took the little girl in her arms and flew with her high up. And grandmother, she just took her in her arms and she fly away from there. Oh, so high towards glory and joy. They were just moving towards the glory and joy. Now they knew neither cold nor hunger nor fear, nor they were both with God. So there were no hunger, no cold, and no kind of fear would be there, because they were both with the God. But in the cold dawn, in the corner formed by the two houses, sat the little girl with rosy cheeks and smiling lips, dead. The girl, she was just sitting between the two between the two houses. That now the cold dawn means morning. Now the morning has come, where the little girl was sitting. Her cheeks became rosy with the cold, and her lips were in the form of smiling, and she was dead. And she was smiling just because she was feeling happy with her grandmother, frozen to death on the last evening of the old year. The old year was just passing away, and that time she became frozen just because of her death. The dawn of the new year, the morning of the new year, rose on the huddled figures of the girl. The new year has come on the huddled of the figure of the girl after the death of the girl. She was still holding the matches, and a half packet had been burned. She was still holding some left matches, and a packet had been burned. Half of the packet she had already burned. She was evidently trying to warm herself, because she was just easily trying to warm herself with those matchbox. People said, but no one knew what beautiful visions she had seen, and in what a blaze of glory she had entered with her dear old grandmother into the heavenly joy and gladness of a new year. She was evidently trying to warm herself. Pupils, they were saying that she was just trying to warm herself and she could die, and she died. But no one was able to think that she was feeling, she was imagining a beautiful visions, beautiful imagination she had seen, and in what a blaze of glory, with the light of glory, she had entered with her old grandmother into the heavenly joy and gladness of a new year. She was also feeling a new year happiness with her grandmother.